The bubbles in champagne always float upwards.
She was so excited when she told me that. Upwards towards the heavens, the light, seats of angels and gods, the place I worship on my knees. Heavenly Father, forgive me for I know not what I do. Reaching out to people happens in slow motion. Words begin to blur when their eyes burn into mine. My tongue feels heavy. Every face holds an echo of her. She is beautiful, and I am nothing. I run, and the angels chase my heels, push me forward with God's speed. Her shadow is a vampire in the back of my brain. Never could I ever forget you, my dear. Her gaze seems like everything. My new world. I felt the strongest of connections, deepest love in that brief second. Yet she fades. 2 sunrises and 3 long sleeps. She's a colour, committed to the graveyard of my great loves, full, like a swelling fruit, bright, sweet, overflowing with what once was. No one can ever surpass her. No one comes close. Down glasses of vodka with water again and again and again.
Isn't that better, dear? Isn't that well? Don't you feel whole again?
The choker of her fist is loosened.
Absent. Lost.
It was never there.
Nothing was ever there.
Pink is a cold colour. Purple is homely. Green is a wet colour. Blue is so free. Orange feels so reckless. Red. Red is my favourite colour. Red is fiery, hard, passionate. Or the heat of a sunset in the palm of my hand.
Stop being so cliché. Red is a flat colour and you know it.
There was a watercolour above the mantelpiece.
Printed copy of a famous garden, you mean?
You remember things differently to me. Did I ever dream of clouds? Did I ever see a rainbow in the flesh? A bridge over a rain-misted motorway, shimmer on the tarmac, oil slicks, crystals. Primary coloured painting with a yellow sun in the corner. She stuck it on the fridge.
Did you meet a fairy? In your dreams? Dryad. Nymph. Centaur's daughter. Goddess's spawn. A trickle of liquid on her inner thigh. An open mouth.
It was innocent.
If you say so.
Red lipstick on her dresser.
Isn't humanity a beautiful sin?
Watch the stars fall through the windows. Every night in each other's arms, childlessly entwined. Warm bodies. Heartbeats. Counting stars.
Let's move on. Aren't they pretty? Those girls with blonde ponytails and impossibly tan legs. Cheerleader outfits. Blue eyes, white teeth, clear smiles. Daddy's credit card sits in their wallet next to their father's.
They hold no attraction for me. Love isn't something you can buy.
You can buy pretense of love, though. Vapid, hollow, an intricately woven Turkish carpet.
Sun bleached. Seashells. Where does this world end? What are the limits of love?
Of lust, of hate, of sin.
Why do you always have to make everything so dirty?
I never knew there to be a limit to love.
It's a glass orb within my heart. The limit is internal. The edges of the world simply unravel like abandoned knitting.
If you wander too far, you'll unravel. Just like knitting.
Isn't there something beautiful? To protect us is to serve us. Where does the end of servitude fall?
Wouldn't you want to know?
Only wish to know constructive knowledge. She said not to wish for knowledge.
She said not to wish for knowledge and the depravities of this world.
She said morality is nothing but a
pink sunset over a purple ocean. Social construct. And a red light flashing in the middle of a storm.
What?
What words do you wish to form? Choose them, throw them.
Beer tastes bitter.
The bubbles roll from your stomach. Puppy dog eyes upwards.
Isn't he beautiful? How can I tell him?
Just tell him.
The prince ran from the princess's tower, because when he got there she let down her hair, before he even spoke to her. Desperate to be rescued.
You want to be the one to rescue her.
If only I could.
You should dress in armour and ride in on a white horse.
Don't mock me. Lotus flowers floating on scum.
Isn't blue a beautiful shade of yellow? Black is like a
orchard full of apples rotting on the floor. A lone horse silhouettes the screams of children.
Someone else's blood on your fingertips.
My blood.
Plasters. Kisses. Magical whispers. Fairies dance through these trees at night. Love. Her laugh. Tears. The echo of waterfall bouncing off cliffs. Peacock feathers trapped in glass. She's beautiful. Radiant. Wide eyes. A constellation of beauty spots. Red wine stains her lips.
As children, you ran through fields of ever-red poppies.
I chased the orange girl.
As if she were a butterfly, with a net of persistence and a sugared flower as bait. Chased her until she tired and fell willingly into your grasp.
Something like that.
She bought you roses for your birthday. You threw a party.
A pool party. With red cups and sunshine and music and laughter.
Water droplets on tan skin. The curve of her hips. Her red bikini matched the cups.
Her smile. The blur of limbs, a hazy blue mirror.
You liked how everyone looked at you when you were with her.
That's only natural.
If you say so. You remember the feel of her skin underwater.
The taste of her lips, longing wet with chlorine.
It's a good way to commit suicide.
I heard that she drank it. Like Kool-Aid.
Fucking Kool-Aid.
Her bedroom not a jungle. And no one's command but her own.
My Messiah came to me. I want to be with him.
Did he fulfill your fantasy?
And beyond.
Did you hear that?
Hear what? I wasn't there.
You never are.
The rainbow blurs. Patchwork dreams made of names. Surely something will come close to love. One day.
Isn't longing so empty? Isn't loneliness so comforting? Isn't this life you've built for yourself so satisfying? Aren't you happy? Can't you feel it?
Hope.
Hate?
No.
Yes.
Crush my dreams beneath your heels. Carve me a new future. Make me new in your image.
It never works out, though. We're too late again. She's already gone.
I wish I had known.
There's nothing else to know.
Everyone missed her.
Are you surprised?
I lie in fields of poppies. Ever read? She smiles.
Try again to find her. The one.
She's out there somewhere. I'll find her and I'll hold her and I'll never let her go. This time I'll hold on, we will fly together.
Stainless steel tastes empty. Pain fails to breed pleasure. Want is an endless void.
Desire. Facets of a
A
diamond.
sea of diamonds. You've just got to find the perfect cut. Flawless. She's out here somewhere, but in how many forms?
I wish I spoke Latin. I want to converse with those gods of ancient times, plead my case. They won't understand me unless I speak in Latin. I'm going to learn Latin.
That seems futile.
So does everything else.
I know what you mean. You've tried everything already, there's nothing new anymore. The world started to lose its colour. Before bed every night you pray for summer, eternal summer, and the sunlight makes everything feel warm. But it gets darker every day. Even in spring.
Life feels so empty. Sand falling through glass.
She wanted more from love.
How did she know me so well?
She always knew what you were thinking.
I've never felt so safe.
Sometimes you say things without thinking about them. Do you understand time? How it moves?
Forwards and sometimes backwards. I would lean out of the windows to look at the stars. Hearts beat so fast sometimes. Action seems so empty.
She's searching for a ring that she lost years ago.
Her kitchen was white. The floor was red, tiles. White cooker, cabinet, ceiling, sink, countertops, toaster, all white. No dirt. Magic whispers.
Isn't life beautiful? Isn't sin tempting? Isn't love worth having? Remember the beauty of everything she ever told you?
What did she tell me?
Can't you remember?
Her words fracture when I try to look at them. She's a silent movie star.
Do you remember anything anymore?
There was a bowl of oranges.
No.
Apples.
Yes?
No. Bananas.
No.
Help me.
Can't. I can't tell you. Are you scared by the action of forgetting? Are you lost in the fields of ever read?
Cliffs carved by the ocean. A sea of black rocks. Ocean's roar. The endless grey of stormy skies. Rolling clouds. The sting of rain on my face.
The way that she kissed you. Her hands in your hair. The pressure of her lips. The love that existed there.
I felt it all.
I felt it all. With her. The flecks of anticipation. The edge of panic. The jump. The flight. The rush. The fall. The sharp agony of impact. The sensation of choking. The sensation of drowning.
Sensation of drowning? The sensation of peace.
I watch her blood. The waves blend it. She'll wash up on the shore. I leave.
Why did you leave?
Don't you dare ask that.
It's a valid question. Why did you leave her?
Did you want to stay?
She would have wanted you to stay.
I don't think so.
She asked you to be there with her. That means something. She wanted you to watch.
That's morbid.
That's life.
What made you so harsh?
You. Did you cry? When it happened? Did you cry?
What right did I have to shed tears over somebody who was at peace?
You should have lingered on that cliff, paid tribute to her memory.
I couldn't bear to. You know I couldn't bear to.
If you don't want to stay, where shall we go?
Rum. Straight. Like fire. Pirates.
How old are we now? Did we see an end to this?
I wouldn't know.
Where to begin?
It is with the king and the queen in the castle. From young children we learn. Footsteps on broken glass. The scratch of a wasp sting. Candy-stained fingertips. The chemistry of crowded tents. Red brick walls under sweaty palms. The smoke on unwashed t-shirts, ocean eyes drawing you in.
Understated. The cold hand of minimalism. Agony.
Moonlight on her skin.
Nails on her scalp. The taste of silver bullets.
Straight to my heart. Baby. I lie in fields of poppies. Ever red because you are here. You are the light of eternal life, eternal youth, eternal happiness.
Eternal unhappiness.
Always as you once were, you will always be alive in me. I will carry you up in my arms to heaven. I will lift you up, upwards. I remember your eyes watching my lips as I smoked. Your eyes were brown.
No.
Blue.
No.
Brown, yes.
No.
Blue.
You're forgetting.
Again.
And again.
Your eyes burn into mine. Blue ocean, dark whirlpools, chocolate tree trunks. Mother Nature, help me! I beg you!
What did we do to you?
Okay. Slow it right down.
Didn't you ask for this? Hoarding, craving, lick the memory clean.
Praise.
Keep praising.
There is always another. It's not hard. Rough hands. Cold lips.
Honey, I'm waiting for you, please.
If you find me, I'll give you a kiss. I'll be the frog transforming into a princess. Isn't that how the story goes?
I don't think so.
We always needed a prince to save us. I couldn't do it on my own.
I could do anything. Fuck this dream.
The green girl made me believe that clouds tasted like candy floss.
I wonder what candy floss tastes like.
Her smile. She dyed her hair pink. Fairy's child. Mermaid's dream. Black lines of ancient scripture on her skin. I traced my name. Straight. 100 secrets carved on her forearms.
Fuck those lines.
Delicate. A map of pain. How many hours did your artwork take you?
She smiled.
I need to feel alive. Sometimes I just need to feel alive.
She will never die.
Lemon-scented candles. A box of foam packaging. A home that we built out of second-hand things, loose ends. Cracked mirrors give 7 years of bliss. To be subject to luck is bliss. I am alive. I think, therefore I am.
Those aren't your words.
I read them somewhere.
Aren't you clever?
What do you want?
I want you to understand what happened, what you... Ribbons. Flowing from her forearms into a bathtub of red.
I just wanted to feel alive.
She was cold when you found her.
I couldn't breathe.
Don't be so weak.
She looked so still.
I couldn't feel alive anymore.
This isn't fair.
I don't have a choice. It isn't right to forget. Who gave you the right to love so deeply?
Is to hurt every day. How do I stop? I want to turn it on.
Give up. Eternal optimism is draining.
Do you remember the day that I met her?
I remember money.
She was so hypnotic. I couldn't look away
From her body.
From her eyes. Actually. Her face. The way she held her head. The way she moved. The curve of her spine.
You aren't saying anything new.
Do you remember how she smiled at the money? Cold, hard cash and the rush of holding it. The handfuls.
Crush them. Lick them. To her, they're all that's worth wanting.
I wish I had more to give.
Everyone does.
She left me a diary written in biro. Spiral bound. Messy scrawls of anger. Doodled hearts, code names, so many fucking dreams. She drew a field of flowers.
That seems awfully familiar.
Sometimes it's just a coincidence.
Do you really believe that?
Yes.
It was such a conveniently depressed diary for a girl who was so full of life.
What are you trying to say? People aren't always what they seem.
Perhaps.
Did I take her too far?
Too deep. Too soon.
Carved out her red myself.
She lost her smile, her energy, the scent of her neck, the endless comfort of being close to her. The same goes for her. You didn't stop her. You may as well have pushed her. Why did you accept her end?
I can't think about this.
You have to.
No, I don't. Flirting. Cults and their kind. Homemade videotapes and Ray-Bans and...
orgies and children running naked through the forest.
Why do you always see the evil in my thoughts?
Why don't you?
Loneliness is a tunnel. I run. It never ends. I don't know where they are. She is.
The light never gets closer.
Why doesn't it get closer?
I don't know any more
We're
than
lost
you do.
in a darkened maze.
Sniffing the shadows and crawling into corners.
We chased each other's echoes.
Even I was happy.
I don't know how to be alone.
I don't know either.
I can't fly.
Butterfly, on the back of your hand. Sunshine, the sheen of sweat.
Are you trying to cheer me up?
Perhaps.
Loneliness weighs on my shoulders. It swallows my head. I've forgotten how to breathe.
You haven't.
No. Yes, I have.
You're stronger, goddamn you!
It swallows me. The tunnel stretches before me longer and longer. Endless.
A train track, burning your bare feet. You tripped and she helped you up. Together, you could fly.
You're trying to cheer me up again.
Her hand was soft against yours and her smile was so deep. You weren't alone then. Wasn't it nice?
Stop it. I'm not in the mood.
Why don't you dye your hair?
It makes me feel so sick.
What does?
Loneliness.
Oh, stop complaining. You're alive, aren't you? Better off than...
Stop it! There's something that I need to remember. The smell of...
Everything's mixed up.
Lost again. I'm simply floating by. Upwards. My mother had a sheepskin rug next to her bed. It was soft. The blue girl smelled just like home. Home isn't a safe space.
How intricate could one make a mandala? In an infinity of time on an infinite wall?
Love the lines of her laugh.
She left you. She didn't love you. She was a transient being at heart.
I cling to her whispers as I weep. Love that is redundant. Make me whole.
Haven't you asked that already?
I can't remember.
You forgot how to feel. On a train in Europe. You took so many drugs and you had sex without feeling any of it.
We drove through the mountains with blonde men.
Who screamed loudest?
She did.
Was your love true?
I don't know.
Did you learn anything?
I learned what blue pills feel like.
What about love?
I was surrounded by love. They were such beautiful people. She was such a beautiful person.
You were happy.
I was.
You gave her everything you had to offer. You let her see too much of yourself and then she ran.
Stop it!
You couldn't let her get away.
I said, stop it!
Did you cry?
I can't remember.
Did you cry when you found the body?
I don't think I was there.
Was she cold?
No. I was still warm to the touch when you kissed me goodbye.
That's what I thought.
Funerals never seemed that sad. At the time. You just look sad because everybody else does.
I never wanted you to cry.
I missed her so much.
Oh, shut up! You weren't even at the funeral. While they lowered her into the ground, you watched out the window as the fields of red raced by.
The purple girl told me of dreams of pink and blue balloons. Every morning. She was barren. Unfulfilled, not fully a woman.
You're no daughter of Eve either.
She rolled around the empty house, prayed for laughter. She wasn't trying to be immoral. He worked a lot. She was lonely.
Affairs are a natural part of life.
She was unhappy. So fucking unhappy.
Isn't everyone?
Not like this. Not like her.
Don't be so fucking naive. The whole world is depressed. Open your fucking eyes. Sadness isn't unique. She wasn't unique.
I don't want to hurt you. You have to tell me if I'm hurting you.
So sweet.
So scared.
Ni bon dia finding its feet.
Headlights.
Don't startle me. Red wine. White wine. Vodka and orange juice. The aimless wonder. Hard to hear. Soft touch. She used to beg me to stay over.
Only when her husband was away.
Don't poison this.
Why not? The apple hangs right from the tree of knowledge. You only have to be brave enough to reach out, strong enough to take it. Hold morality in your palm. Save humanity. Gift them with freedom. Freedom isn't truly freedom unless you know what you're choosing. You need me to tell you.
Will you stay with me? Please?
I don't want to be alone. Her husband kept a sawn-off shotgun under her bed.
Do you remember?
No.
Don't lie to me. Where were you? Where were you when it happened?
At home.
Liar.
Her husband rang me on her phone. I thought it was her for a second.
You didn't?
Yes, I did. Cold sweat. The rush of darkness. Why does vomit burn? Slowly. She smiles so sadly.
Smiled so sadly.
Her husband sold her house. Didn't want to sleep in the bed
Where she pulled the trigger.
It's not something I can think about.
You don't have a choice. It isn't right to forget. All the wine glasses were smashed.
Before she did it, she must have smashed them.
Her blood was everywhere.
Isn't that to be expected? Blood is a natural part of death.
Perhaps.
What are you trying to say?
I think you already know.
No, I don't.
You were there.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were. Why did she let herself bleed out? Why did she pull the trigger? When you slit your wrist, you don't finish it off with a shotgun. People want to die romantically, not destroy themselves. What would have been the point?
Why don't you ask her?
I wish we could.
When I closed my eyes, I saw children playing in a garden of poppies, forever red. Snakes aren't wet.
They're just cold and smooth.
When did we see a snake?
In the long grass. When we were just children.
I don't remember. Describe it to me.
We lay side by side. Hands clasped. Buttercups. It's the brightest memory I have.
I wish I had it too.
Red and black stripes. The width of 2 fingers and the length of 2 palms. It crept past her leg. Upwards.
That sounds so beautiful.
Sometimes the world feels clear again. For a moment.
Then the clouds roll in, and insanity takes hold.
Something like that.
Wasn't true love a myth?
I remember that fairy tale.
I want to remember too.
I want you too.
Paint my nails red to match her lips. Red wine stains on cigarettes never fade into the background. I beg you.
Imitations are pale. They upset you. The racing pulse, the beat of a willing heart. How she could treat you.
The pink girl was so beautiful. I wanted to cry every time I looked at her.
So close yet so far. The beautiful stranger who held your gaze. Too long. On a train platform.
Waiting is weird. I wait. We wait in silence.
You watched how she held her head.
She was so poised, as if she were about to dance.
Ballet.
I used to dream about her.
How she could treat you. One night only, but it could be a good one. White. Warm like snowdrifts. Hide the body. She froze to death, drunk. Isn't that a tempting idea?
No.
I wish you were that dishonest.
Give me attention. Love me.
Didn't anyone ever teach you to lie?
The elegance of ballet. Swan Lake. White feathers. No peacocks. They are so beautiful.
Isn't everything? Don't you think she's beautiful?
So beautiful it makes me cry. She was an imperfect imitation of life.
She frowned.
She was always frowning.
And she didn't know you were watching.
I think she knew.
She never knew. Month has changed again.
I didn't notice.
What have you been doing?
Walking around town with her.
You're phrasing that wrong. I think
Don't ruin this one. My calendar is 2 months behind.
What if you didn't know? Would you flourish without time?
I'd fall to pieces.
I know you would.
Wouldn't. The boundaries slip.
Smoke burns your throat.
Sandpaper. Incense.
Smells like heaven to me.
Global.
Isn't fire beautiful?
That sounds like something I said before. Did I say it to her?
Don't make me laugh. Tell me the truth.
I don't know it.
I think you are so beautiful.
I'm sorry? I don't know who you are.
I don't want to hear this.
She was on the news and mugging gone wrong.
I don't want to know.
I didn't see the knife.
This isn't fair.
Knowledge is power.
Until it was too late. I didn't see the knife.
I don't want to know.
Why not? You've already heard it once.
I wasn't there!
Stop lying to yourself.
Still got a ring that she gave me.
You're using the term gave very loosely.
You're so sceptical.
You're so easy. Tell me about the ring.
I still think about it sometimes. It isn't the same though.
How close is the home? How far are the trees? Does one life matter as much as another? Do all lives last just as long?
Heaven knows, and heaven judges, and the clouds pretty today.
Posters for films you never saw. A broken needle. Photos of people you forgot.
When I grow up,
I want to be happy. I want to be rich. I want to be a poet. I want to be a mother. I want to be a ballet dancer. I want to be with you.
You laugh.
we laughed. I laughed. The boundaries slip.
Where are you?
Someone said that. Once upon a time, unicorns roamed the earth. Elves lived in the shops, fairies in the trees. Witches were evil, wizards were kindly, trolls in the mountains.
You make it sound so beautiful.
I'd love to live in a fairy tale. No one ever talks of how their world ended.
Fiction is unending.
Dimensionless. I want to be a story. I want you to be half my story.
Where are you?
I cry. I think I cry. The names blur together. Did I miss you? Are you lost?
Did we
Miss?
our chance?
No.
Yes.
Fuck off.
What are we doing here on this earth?
The beauty of a genuine smile. The grainy texture of old cameras. Something indistinct has been lost, I think. It's like fabric scraps. What's left?
Collage of magazine pages. You built her face.
Almost.
You didn't stick features together like a jigsaw.
No.
You collected beautiful women who reminded you of her. The tilt of her eyes, the curve of her lower lip, the shade of her blush, an imitation of her tone, her hair colour, the arch of her brow. You wanted to preserve her. You slept with similar girls. Her laugh was an echo, her whisper was a ghost, her gaze was memory's affliction. You aspired higher. You aspired to her, to be with her, to run through those fields.
To run through those red fields eternally and never be sad.
How awful.
How perfect.
It would be a sad reality.
Do you value life as a concept? Is the ladybird worth more than the ant? Does the lion deserve to eat the antelope?
Stand. Between the pillars there shall lie a golden bowl, and into it you must pour the blood of a virgin. Watch the blood fall. The deep red rivers of it, pour them all in. She shall then appear in the flesh in all her glory, in sunshine, in moonlight, in rain, in snow, in your fucking bed. In the presence of the goddess.
You must kneel.
That's twisted.
You're the one who came up with it.
Liar.
Don't you dare call me that.
What are you trying to say?
Isn't depravity such a beautiful sin?
We've said that before.
I go. Let me tell you a secret.
Choose to tell what once was yours. The streets.
How they bleed. Marble, trace the veins, wear flowers in your hair, parade of youth, write sonnets about doe-eyed boys, tartan miniskirts.
Did I forget something again? She used to say I forgot everything important. Selective recall. My eyes on her palms. Sugar canes. Swimming through freezing lakes in the heat.
Laughter sounds like music when it echoes.
I got a splinter from her swing. A ladybird crawled up her leg, upwards, to heaven.
Higher.
She brushed it off at her knee. The smell of roses.
Do roses have a smell?
I remember a smell. Roses.
No.
Lilies.
No.
Jasmine.
No.
Roses, yes.
No.
Slip. The boundaries.
Like a fish in a net.
Portable winds. Time spinning in circles, clocks rolling backwards.
Hands stretched out towards you are hers.
My hands.
Did she lie about that?
I don't know. Find something plaintive to sing with.
Find romance.
Find terror.
I cry.
Did you ever hear of a bird that couldn't fly?
I heard one once. It sang to me in my sleep. Though something integral was missing.
Without flight she is unworthy, kiss the soles of my feet.
Let love be the harmony.
Oh, pray to God and mercy for a new beginning. Get back in the car. Highways can go on for days. Drive until you reach the end of the road.
You want us to run away?
Do you have a better idea? I thought so.
This has happened before.
This has all happened before.
There's wind in my hair. In her hair. The wind is cold on bare skin.
My skin.
Her skin. I've forgotten what it felt like. Goosebumps. Soft flesh. Frozen lips. Cold sweat.
You didn't know you were saying goodbye.
If I'd known, I wouldn't have.
You wouldn't have let go.
The still cry of her. The scream rises. Then it falls. Like a passing car.
Isn't there a name for that?
Droplets break the surface. Rippling. Waves break. No bubbles.
Did she die on impact or did she drown?
I don't know. Why do we keep talking about this?
It's all I can think about. She weighs down on my chest, they all do.
Stop making that my problem.
Don't leave me.
Stop quoting her.
Did anyone ever tell you that life was beautiful? No, I don't suppose they ever did.
Hey! How you doing? What's your name, sweetheart? Are you looking for some company?
No.
Yes.
Fucking. Crying. Fucking.
Fuck me up.
Not the way that you want.
Anything you want.
It's all yours.
The sky turns from
Orange to pink.
it's time for love.
When the sky turns from
Pink to purple.
It's time for sex.
When the sky turns from
purple to blue.
It's time for tears.
When the sky turns from
blue to green.
It's time to run. If the sky was ever red, I'd cry with joy.
Did you hear about the girl?
No.
I'm sure you did.
No.
She died last week.
No.
Last month.
No.
Last year.
No.
A decade ago.
Stop!
I know that you remember.
She committed suicide.
It looked just like a suicide.
It was a suicide.
It was a perfect suicide.
I remember a suicide.
So do I. Almost seemed too perfect.
What are you trying to say?
I think you already know.
No, I don't.
You do, though.
Stop.
You were there.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were. You were there every time. You did it. We were trying to bury our pain. Tell me what you remember.
I can't.
Tell me what we remember. Pink.
The grace with which she danced on stage, following her home every night.
And you finally spoke to her. She tried to run.
Light glinting off blades, muffled cries, red snow.
Purple.
Melancholy and beauty can be an attractive pair. But everything about her was so empty.
You got sick of it eventually.
Broken wine glasses, shotguns echo, red bedsheets.
Blue.
She was so fucking wild. I wanted to live my life like she did.
You couldn't take it when she didn't want to keep you.
Train floor, silent screen, red eyes.
Green.
She hypnotised me with her vulnerability. There was an innocence to her that I can't explain.
She was too lost to find.
Cold kisses, cold water, red ribbons.
Orange.
She was the girl next door from my fantasies, and everybody loved her for her beautiful cliché.
There was too much competition. It broke you.
Kool-Aid, chlorine, red vomit.
Red.
She was I
know.
Storm-hewn cliffs, ocean's depth, red water. She jumped. It wasn't my fault.
And the others?
I'm sorry. I couldn't find... As children, we ran through fields. All I ever wanted was for her to be happy.